With the hundreds of superheroes created over the past almost 100 years, it's no wonder some of them fade into obscurity. Today, we are shining a light on some of the heroes that never should have disappeared and deserve a comeback. At number 10, Darkhawk. This hero is starting us off because, compared to some of the other names on this list, he has had a few returns to the page. They just didn't take off the way that he deserves. Christopher Powell, better known as Darkhawk, is a Marvel hero who embodies the spirit of the 1990s. Yet, no one seems to be talking about him. As a teen, Chris stumbled upon a mysterious amulet that allowed him to transform into the armored vigilante Darkhawk, granting him a unique blend of powers including energy blasts, flight, and adaptive armor, while also linking his consciousness to an android body from another dimension. His story resonated with readers because it blended the relatable struggles of a young hero juggling family, morality, and responsibility with cosmic adventures and street-level crime fighting, often teaming up with icons like Spider-Man, Nova, and the New Warriors. Despite his popularity in the early 90s and a rich mythology involving alien technology and the fraternity of raptors, Darkhawk has been largely sidelined in recent years. Powell's journey, marked by sacrifice, growth, and a willingness to face threats that other heroes often overlook, makes him an unsung hero whose complex legacy and untapped potential are ready for rediscovery in today's Marvel Universe. Number 9, Miss Fury. Like, who is this diva? Marla Drake, better known as Miss Fury, is a trailblazing yet overlooked figure in comic book history. Debuting in 1941 and created by June Tarpe Mills, Miss Fury was the first female superhero created by a woman. As a wealthy socialite turned masked vigilante, Marla donned a black leopard skin costume that didn't have any powers attached to it, but she certainly became another person with it on, showing off her agility and strength. She used her intelligence and resourcefulness to battle the bad guys from World War II, mad scientists, and criminal masterminds. At the height of her fame, Miss Fury was printing in 100 papers weekly and inspired everything from bomber nose art to paper dolls, embodying a modern, independent, and feminist spirit. However, post-war conservatism and shifting cultural tastes led to her comic strips cancellation, and her legacy kinda just faded as other heroines rose to prominence. Miss Fury deserves a comeback as a forgotten legend who broke barriers for female creators and characters alike, offering a complex, daring, and stylish heroine whose stories remain as relevant and empowering today as they were groundbreaking in the 1940s. And I would love to see a movie or a show or something about her in her element. A crime-fighting story taking place with 1940s fashion about a woman that likes wearing pretty clothes and hanging with her cat. I am so locked into that. And number 8, Red Wolf. One of Marvel's first indigenous superheroes, Red Wolf is a man empowered by his link with his gods, strength, and tracking abilities. William Talltrees is driven by loss and a sense of justice, becoming a champion for his people, wielding superhuman senses, expert tracking skills, and a deep spiritual connection to his heritage. He has fought alongside the Avengers and was a founding member of the Rangers, a Western superhero team. Yet, his appearances have been sporadic and often overshadowed by more mainstream heroes. As a Native American superhero, Red Wolf represents a rare and authentic voice in comics, blending traditional culture with modern heroism. His stories tackle themes of identity and justice and resilience, making him one hero who deserves a comeback, especially in an era where diverse representation and untold stories are more vital than ever. Number 7, the Human Target. Christopher Chance, the Human Target, the master of disguise that would protect his clients by literally becoming them. He debuted in the early 70s and carved out a unique niche in the security industry. He mastered disguise and impersonation so thoroughly that he could fool even the best trackers and mercs. His origin story is rooted in tragedy. After witnessing his father's elimination, Chance vowed to protect others from suffering similar fates, training himself to the peak of human ability in martial arts, weaponry, and trickery. Despite his skills and occasional team-ups with icons like Batman, Chance has often been relegated to backup stories and miniseries, overshadowed by the flashier heroes. Yet his blend of action and psychological depth and moral ambiguity makes him more relevant than ever. A grounded, complex hero whose stories resonate in an era hungry for layered human drama, Christopher Chance is not just a master of disguise, he is a masterclass in overlooked heroism. And it's time that he stepped back into the spotlight. Plus, Who doesn't love a good super spy mystery? Number 6. Union Jack. Union Jack is a hero who embodies the spirit of the common man in the Marvel Universe, a working-class son of a dock worker from Manchester who rose to become one of Britain's greatest defenders. Unlike his predecessors, Chapman is not of aristocratic lineage, making his journey as Union Jack uniquely relatable and grounded. He first donned the mantle to save the Falsworth family in Captain America from the vampire Baron Blood, and since then, he has fought threats ranging from criminal organizers to supernatural vampires, often standing alone or as part of teams like the Knights of Pendragon and the Invaders. His story is rich with personal sacrifice, mystical empowerment, and a steadfast commitment to protecting the innocent, yet he remains largely overlooked. In a time when stories of resilience and blue-collar heroism resonate more than ever, Union Jack's legacy is just waiting for the right person to take it on. Number 5. Moon Girl. But not the one that you're probably thinking of with the dinosaur friend. Marvel has their own Moon Girl, but we are here to talk about Claire Lune, the girl known as the Princess of the Moon. Moon Girl is one of those fascinating forgotten legends from the golden age of comics that I am begging to see again. Debuting in 1947, she was among the earliest female superheroes, standing out with her intelligence, athleticism, and mystical powers derived from a moonstone. Unlike many of her contemporaries, Moon Girl was both a princess and a crime fighter, blending pulp adventure with a dash of fantasy. Her stories tackled everything from mad scientists to supernatural threats, proving that she could hold her own in a world dominated by male heroes. Despite her innovative origins and empowering presence, Moon Girl faded into obscurity as trends shifted and her publisher moved on. In today's era, where audiences crave diverse, empowered, and complex heroines, Moon Girl's unique blend of royalty, science, and magic is patiently waiting for a return. Reviving her would not only honor a pioneering figure, but also introduce modern readers to a bold, imaginative hero who was ahead of her time. And her sidekick's name is Starlet, which is so cute, so please somebody bring her back. Number 4. The Heckler. The Bugs Bunny of DC Comics, Stuart Mosley, better known as the Heckler, is a unique and underappreciated figure in the DC Comics lore. As the co-owner of a struggling diner in Delta City, Stu leads an unremarkable life by day, but transforms into the Heckler by night, a brightly costumed vigilante who combats crime not with superpowers or gadgets, but with razor-sharp wit and relentless sarcasm. Basically, he's just really annoying, which I can personally resonate with. His unconventional approach to heroism, annoying, insulting, and outsmarting villains until they defeat themselves, sets him apart from typical superheroes. The Bugs Bunny inspiration here is clear as day. Despite his successes against Delta City's bizarre criminal underworld, including foes like the iconic Boss Glitter, the Heckler receives little respect or recognition, both as a civilian and as a hero. The Heckler did have a small comeback in recent years where they reimagined the character, but I personally really want to see the original series return. Visually speaking, it was so fun and so imaginative, and most things were in the 90s. The character designs were so much fun, and the story also left off on a cliffhanger, and I really hate those. In an era where some superhero stories take themselves too seriously, the Heckler's irreverent style and subversive spirit are overdue for a comeback, reminding readers that sometimes laughter is the sharpest wit of all. Entering the top 3, we have Jet. Celia Windward is a trailblazing superhero, a British-Jamaican metahuman chosen by the Guardians of the Universe to help form the New Guardians, a team meant to guide humanity into a new era. As the hero Jet, she has the powers to manipulate electromagnetic energy, granting her flight, energy projection, and the ability to control heat, electricity, and metal. Her story broke ground by tackling real-world issues. She contracted HIV during a battle, a rare and courageous narrative for a superhero at the time, and ultimately sacrificed herself to save Earth from an alien invasion. Later resurrected, Jet led the Global Guardians and stood as a vocal critic of the Green Lantern's failures. Despite her compelling arc and unique abilities, Jet has faded away. Her legacy as a pioneering black female hero who faced adversity both as a metahuman and as a person living with HIV deserves renewed attention and a modern comeback, especially in an era seeking diverse and meaningful representation in superhero stories. At number 2 is one hero that I am never gonna shut up about. That's Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker, an alien guardian of the mindscape trapped in a human's mind. He has a cult favorite series in the 90s. He's one of Marvel's most intriguing and powerful yet overlooked heroes. The mindscape is his domain, a surreal dimension bordering the minds of all living beings. He was tricked into getting trapped in the mind of college student Rick Sheridan and could only come out when Rick sleeps. Sleepwalker battles threats both psychic and physical, wielding powers like superhuman strength, flight, and a unique warp gaze that can reshape reality itself. Despite his striking design and a comic run that explored dreamlike, psychological themes, Sleepwalker faded from prominence after the early 1990s, making only sporadic appearances. His blend of cosmic and street-level heroics, along with his connection to Marvel's dream worlds and mindscapes, makes him a forgotten legend that's just waiting for an epic revival. And finally, taking spot number 1, Diamond Jack. The unstoppable magician Jack Lansing, also known as Diamond Jack, is a forgotten legend of the golden age of comics who first appeared in the 1940s. Gifted a mystical diamond ring by an old mysterious magician, Jack wielded this magical artifact to fight crime, setting him apart from many of his contemporaries who relied on physical prowess or science-based gadgets. Despite his unique origin and the intriguing potential of his magical powers, Diamond Jack disappeared as the decades passed, and not in the cool magician way, overshadowed by more prominent Fawcett and DC heroes. Yet his blend of mysticism, classic pulp adventure, and untapped narrative possibilities make him a good candidate to revisit. In an era where audiences crave both nostalgia and fresh takes on legacy characters, Jack Lansing deserves a comeback, not just as a relic of comic history, but as a hero whose story could shine anew in today's imaginative landscape. And there you have it. Let us know which heroes that we forgot to put on this list in the comment section down below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye, nerds!